Pancreatic cancer cannot be stopped. King Charles has 6 months to live because of the illness ravaging his failing body, but Harry and William are still rejecting the plea for peace. Will the monarchy survive? Well, let's discuss all of this with me right now. Again, hello and a very warm welcome back to the King YouTube channel. All right, folks, so we've got a new report that has originated from the American magazine National Enquirer. According to sources, the gaunt and haggard King Charles has been given only 6 months to live after he was diagnosed with, they're saying, pancreatic cancer. But apparently his dying wish is to reunite his fighting sons, and probably that wish is going to go unfulfilled. And right now the palace is desperately trying to downplay the seriousness of the king's illness. According to a high-level courtier, the courtier says that this is devastating and dire. Breaking news. Physicians have advised King Charles to cancel all public appearances as he undergoes uncomfortable treatments for his pancreatic cancer. According to a palace insider, the king faces grueling chemotherapy and radiation, which come with a host of unpleasant side effects including nausea, pain, and hair loss. Seeking privacy, he has retreated to his country estate to undergo top-of-the-line treatment. Despite the grim prognosis, Charles remains determined to broker peace between his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, and to mend his fractured family before it's too late. As many of you may recall, Buckingham Palace shared news of the king's cancer diagnosis following a 3-day stay at the London clinic. Initially admitted for a surgical procedure related to an enlarged prostate, the discovery of cancer came as a shock during the procedure. While the palace has not specified the type of tumor found, sources indicate that doctors identified issues with the pancreas after conducting extensive blood tests and body scans. The revelation left both Charles and Camilla stunned and blindsided, according to a palace insider. Pancreatic cancer has claimed the lives of notable figures like Alex Trebek, Michael Landon, and Patrick Swayze, often within weeks or months of diagnosis. It's a devastating prognosis with a 5-year survival rate of only 13%, dropping to a dismal 3%. It spreads throughout the body. Unfortunately, symptoms often don't appear until the cancer has advanced, making early detection challenging. Adding to the royal family's woes, sources suggest that Camilla is secretly battling breast cancer, further compounding the crisis. It's important to approach reports from the Enquirer with caution, but historically their claims have sometimes proven true. For instance, they reported Catherine's alleged struggle with ovarian cancer, which the palace denied without providing details on her actual condition. Similarly, rumors swirl around the late Queen Elizabeth's battle with bone marrow cancer before her passing at age 96 in September 2022, although the palace has not confirmed this. Sadly, cancer seems to affect many families, including the royal family, highlighting its indiscriminate nature. Cancer is a disease that affects people from all walks of life, regardless of their status or background. While the royal family's experience with cancer may be speculated upon, it's a reminder that the illness does not discriminate. Despite the lack of confirmation on certain reports, the prevalence of cancer underscores the importance of awareness, early detection, and research into finding effective treatments. As we navigate discussions around the royal family's health, it's crucial to approach such matters with sensitivity and respect for their privacy. According to a source, despite his illness and the family's health crises, Charles is following in his late mother's footsteps by putting on a stoic demeanor and carrying on with his duties. His priority is to reconcile his family before it's too late. Allegedly, Charles initiated this effort by personally informing his sons, William and Harry, about his diagnosis before making it public. Harry, deeply upset by the news, flew 5,000 miles from LA to London, leaving Meghan behind with their children in California. The urgency of Harry's flight underscores the seriousness of Charles's condition, as reported by a palace insider. However, Harry's time with Charles was brief, as Camilla reportedly intervened, indicating she's not ready to forgive or forget Harry and Meghan's actions. Sources suggest Camilla harbors resentment toward Harry and Meghan for their departure from royal life in 2020 and the subsequent accusations they've made against the family, including allegations of racism and cruelty. It seems Harry was disappointed by the outcome of his meeting with Charles and had to spend the night in a hotel before flying back to the US the next day. Given the strained relationship between Harry and the royal family following his and Meghan's departure from the UK last year, it's no surprise he wasn't invited to stay with William and Catherine. This reception highlights the lack of warmth between Harry, Camilla, and Catherine. Meghan's decision not to visit her sick father-in-law speaks volumes about her feelings toward the royal family. She has openly expressed her disdain for certain members of the royal family, while Harry and Meghan have publicly criticized Camilla and Kate. Meanwhile, Camilla attributes her health issues to the stress and chaos caused by Harry and Meghan's departure from royal duties and their alleged efforts to keep Archie and Lily away from their grandfather. These developments reflect deep-seated tensions within the royal family, exacerbated by Harry and Meghan's departure and subsequent public statements. Meghan's refusal to visit Charles during his illness underscores the rift between her and the royal family. The public airing of grievances and accusations has only widened the divide, with both sides feeling hurt and aggrieved. As Camilla and Kate endure public scrutiny and criticism, the family dynamics continue to strain under the weight of unresolved conflicts. It's a situation fraught with emotion and complexity, with no easy solutions in sight. The source reveals that Kate, often regarded as the family peacemaker, was deeply wounded by accusations labeling her as the racist royal concerned about Archie's skin color before his birth. Meanwhile, Charles finds himself caught in the middle of the family discord. According to The Insider, he understands that the future of the monarchy hinges on unity among its members. Charles took the initiative by agreeing to meet with Harry, hoping others will follow suit. However, time is running out, and there are concerns that the House of Windsor may face its downfall if unity cannot be restored. If you ask me, these fears are unfounded. I don't believe this is going to be the end of the House of Windsor. Now, might this turn out to be a difficult period for the royals? Absolutely. If nothing else, the king facing cancer at this time, of course, that's incredibly difficult for the royal family, but I believe they're going to pull through like they always do. So anyway, in other news, apparently this whole harebrained idea that Harry and Meghan had of going to Canada was to try to trick the late queen into believing they were going to live in a Commonwealth country and be these half and half out royals. I mean, Harry in his delusional mind believed that he could be appointed Governor General of Canada, and that way he would get to keep his security. That dum-dum doesn't even know that the crown only plays a minor role in Canada's government, and it's really just symbolic. So sure, Harry, you can visit whenever you want, but as long as you are senior royals, Canada simply cannot allow you to come to stay. So Canada never would have put up with Harry's half-in, half-out plan. I mean, maybe Vancouver should acquaint itself with Canadian law when it comes to Harry and Meghan. They need to stop playing along with their stupid games that just encourages these delusions that Harry and Meghan have. Someone made a valid point about Canada having an Aboriginal woman as the Governor General, so why is Harry trying to insert himself into the King's business? It's truly audacious. It's reminiscent of the Duke of Windsor being appointed Governor of the Bahamas. Harry seems to be following a similar path. It's worth noting that Harry is now fifth in the line of succession. As for Meghan Markle, it's interesting that they chose a particular photo of her wearing a red and purple outfit with a noticeable bump. The video of her visit to the Mayhew Animal Charity conveniently cuts off just as her bump seemingly deflates, which raises questions. Maybe this is the royal family's sneaky way of trying to get the truth out there. I mean, maybe they're keeping Harry and Meghan in line with this kind of stuff, but no matter what I mean, there are still going to be calls for Parliament and the King to remove the titles. As long as Harry and Meghan are holding on to those Duke and Duchess titles, people are going to continue to be offended by that killing the bill to remove the titles, which did pass. The first reading in Parliament is basically just rubbing the electorate's faces in their duplicity. And it's not right for Charles to pass this on for William to deal with. I mean, he needs to stand up to Harry and Meghan. He needs to do something decisive. The people of his country are depending on him right now, and I know he's ill, so maybe it needs to wait, but still don't leave this for William to figure out. Last year, Prince Harry's charity, which was initially set up with a prince in Lesotho, faced scandal when appointing new London-based officials, with the exception of one woman in Africa. This raises questions about the charity's direction, especially considering Harry now resides in the US while the beneficiaries are in Africa. Despite plans for a visit last September, which would have seen Meghan speak to women about safe childbirth, the trip was ultimately canceled. Rumors suggest Harry contributed $1 million of his own money to the charity, prompting speculation about the choice of London as its base. Is there a tax-related motive behind this decision? The situation hints at a complex dynamic between Charles and Harry, reminiscent of the palace's past efforts to conceal Harry's past indiscretions. Last year, Prince Harry's charity, which was initially set up with a prince in Lesotho, faced scandal when appointing new London-based officials, with the exception of one woman in Africa. This raises questions about the charity's direction, especially considering Harry now resides in the US while the beneficiaries are in Africa, despite plans for a visit last September, which would have seen Meghan speak to women about safe childbirth. The trip was ultimately canceled. Rumors suggest Harry contributed $1 million of his own money to the charity, prompting speculation about the choice of London as its base. Is there a tax-related motive behind this decision? The situation hints at a complex dynamic between Charles and Harry, reminiscent of the palace's past efforts to conceal Harry's past indiscretions. He doesn't want to risk being labeled as racist or vindictive by Harry and Meghan. If he were to remove the titles from their children, Harry and Meghan would likely accuse him of racism, claiming he did so because of their skin color, despite them appearing white. Removing Harry's prince title would be challenging as it's his birthright. Additionally, if he stripped Harry of the Duke of Sussex title, Meghan insists on being called Princess Henry, and later Princess Meghan. Although technically Diana was never Princess Diana, but Diana, Princess of Wales, people still refer to her as Princess Diana. Similarly, Catherine is technically Catherine, Princess of Wales, but Meghan Markle is not a princess. What are your thoughts on this matter? Let me know in the comments below. If you find my videos helpful, please like and share them with others. Don't forget to subscribe to our Theking YouTube channel for future updates. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.